I'm at Lisa's house right now, first time.
It's so exciting. All these years we've been friends and she finally gets to knock on the door.
Yes, yes, yes. It's a gorgeous house. Oh my goodness. It's just amazing here.
Well, this house is much older than us. This house was built in 1832, and there's actually an article on U.S. News and World Report about, did I buy a haunted house?
Did you buy a haunted house?
And the answer is, according to the Paranormal Society, there's a lot of activity here, but the Paranormal Society said that it is all peaceful activity because this house was used after the Spanish-American flu as a funeral home at the turn of the century. And the Paranormal Society said there are a lot of friendly spirits here and that people didn't die here, but they came here after their demise to be prepared and beautified for the next life. And so the Paranormal Society suggested that in every room there should be a few chairs, at least one, for resting of the spirits in case they get tired in their journey. So you will notice in every bedroom there's always a chair or two or a place for the happy spirits to rest on their journey to the next realm.
Wow, that's awesome. Whoa.
I know, right? It's fun.
That's definitely really cool. Yeah, and wow. I didn't realize there was all that info. Oh, hello, ladies. Hi. Now, you did a video on my YouTube. We're not doing a YouTube reaction right now. I don't know if I have my webcam. Do you have a webcam here by any chance?
A webcam? Oh, I have a Mac.
Oh,
use
yeah.
That, maybe.
No, yeah, no. So we did a video reacting to Bill Burr, and a lot of people, we should respond to the comments on it, because a lot of people have these funny comments.
I looked at that. Like, we could respond more to Bill Burr. You know, his made the comment about the WNBA.
Yeah.
And I really appreciate all those comments. There was like 75,000 views, like, I think like 800 comments maybe.
Yeah.
Like a lot.
Yeah.
And we appreciate them because a lot of you noted like how that stuff was true. And I think it is important. So yeah, if there's something else you want Lauren and I to talk about, like, I'm happy to talk about it.
More. So maybe you can give us advice. How did you buy your home? How did you get this? It's like a mansion. How were you able to do it?
Well, first you have to always be able to have a vision for something, because this house was on the market for 18 months. 18 months for a house on the market this size. It's like, oh my God, nobody would touch it. So when I bought this house, it had some peeling paint. It had some foundational issues that I needed to address, and it had some uncapped sewer lines, and it had some leaking roofs. But, you know, a house that's built in 1832, hundreds of years old, you know, it's going to last a long time. It has really good bones. So I needed to be brave enough to say, okay, like, I'm just going to get the house, and then I'm going to spend some time, like, peeling the old wallpaper, fixing the roof, figuring out how to, like, redo the old iron pipes to get them up to, like, the modern code. But it's really been a treasure, because long before I had a fiance or a serious boyfriend, this house sort of, like, became my husband. And I was like, for better or worse, I'm going to marry this house, because I'm a sociologist at heart and a therapist, and like, houses is the basic needs of the pyramid to self-actualization: food, clothing, water, shelter, sleep, sex, excretion, shelter. This house and these walls of this house are going to protect me. And so I just had to be brave enough. But how I got the money to buy this house was, I met a guy on Plenty of Fish, and he had a shoelace business, and he had no idea that he had way too many girlfriends to manage his shoelace business. But his shoelaces were not only good for runners, they were good for people with special needs. So I cashed in my retirement. I spent every dime I had buying shoelaces to give to the Special Olympics. And then I thought, oh my God, I can't keep giving these shoelaces away to the Special Olympics. I have to sell some laces. So I read the annual report for Foot Locker. I got invited to New York. I sent them so many letters and so many calls. Foot Locker placed an initial order for 150,000 pair of laces, way more than that guy from Plenty of Fish could provide. So I bought his company, and then I started making my own laces.
Wow.
And so I started a business called Positive Distribution, and I sold shoelaces for a number of years. And then, because I learned how to like buy and sell things, and like I had a couple of factories in Taiwan manufacturing products, for about 4 years, anybody who did not get a deal on Shark Tank on Friday night when it was on Fridays, I would call them on Monday and I would fix their website and I would help them maximize their sales, because even if they didn't get that deal on Shark Tank, their episode was going to keep airing for the next 10 years in perpetuity. And every time their episode aired, they could still sell products. But when people don't understand e-commerce, they don't realize that they say, I only have 30 of these in my warehouse. So 30 people buy it, and then it says website error, like no inventory. You should always put that you have like 1 million units, because if you oversell, then you can send an email that says, we're sorry, due to a amazing response to our ads, we've sold out and we expect that we can deliver this product to you on whatever the date is. Would you be willing to wait, or would you like a refund? 90% of the people are willing to wait for their product whenever you could make a new edition of it. And so I was able to help people from like Alaska Glacial Mud to City Kitty to Hoodie Pillow to Maury the Tree Topper, this Jewish guy who made this amazing star, to the Squirrel Boss, the guy who had like the thing that was like a bird feeder that like if the birds, anyway, it helped a lot of people, because for me, it's always about being able to be a problem solver. So whether I'm a therapist or an entrepreneur or different things that I've done along the way, it's really about, in life, crap is going to happen. But if you can get past the crap and say, how do I solve it? Like when you become solutions focused, your life can change in incredible ways. Incredible ways. So if you're listening, just when you think about all the problems you have, take a deep breath and think one step forward to what would be the solution to this problem.
I love that. Jonathan, the filmmaker, said she is so smart.
Well, I do have a 138 IQ, and I've been tested 3 times by my therapist friends and by Mensa. So thank you for that.
Cheers, cheers. How are both of you doing? I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Well, you know, it's November 2nd, unless you're in California, and there's still 30 minutes to November 1st. So where everybody lives right now, I just want to say that it's about to be your election, for like your general election for your local offices. And like, I'm not very political normally, but I just want to say that in life, the people who are around you, where you own a home, where you go to work, where you park your car, like they're making decisions for you. So if you do nothing else, once a year, see what's happening in your local elections. Somewhere along the line, it might behoove you to give a crap about what's happening in your zip code. And so you might need to go out and vote in the next 3 weeks.
Yeah. Okay, everyone vote. Vote. Is it November 8th, I think? Or
It's different in different states. Like
Okay.
here for Pennsylvania, at least where I live in Dauphin County, Pennsylvania, it's November 7th. So I won't be here November 7th. I'll be traveling, but tomorrow or Friday morning, I will go to my local election office and do an early ballot. So wherever you are, just figure out what your voter registration card says and like go vote. Like, just it's your right and it's your honor, because think about what's happening like overseas in Palestine and in Gaza. They don't have the freedoms that we have. And it's very heart-wrenching, and all of my deepest emotions go to the people that are affected by this. So I would say, as your duty as an American, for the things that affect you in your day-to-day, whether it's a street sign at the end of your street, whether it's a new roundabout that like you could benefit from, whether it's a new parking lot for your high school football game on Friday night. Figure out what's happening in your world and go vote, because you can make a difference in your community.
I totally agree. I remember in college, I signed everyone up for voter registration. That was a big thing because a lot of people aren't even registered. So that is, make sure you register. I don't know if you register now, can you still vote?
It depends where you live, because some of the polling, in theory, according to the United States Constitution, you have to be registered 14 days before the next election. So depending where you are, you could still get in for this November primary. This is not a presidential election year, but a new president will be coming soon. So get yourself out there and vote. Like, you have the right to. Like, you pay taxes, like all that other stuff.
Yes, yes. Oh, thank you guys for joining. Thank you for the badges that you've got, that I see that you guys have bought. Thank you for following. Louisa, what's your Instagram? Maybe if you want to go in there and comment, I can pin your Instagram in the chat so people can find you.
So I'm just at Louisa Eiler, but I will tell you a funny story. Coming up on November 22nd, in case you have not been following Netflix, there is a new show on Netflix coming November 22nd. It's Squid Game, The Challenge. It's where they took the original Squid Game and they made it into a real life challenge competition show. And it's the largest game show ever in the history of the world. And I'm in it. I'm player 266. I didn't win the 4.56 million, but I was in the 38 seconds crew, the people who got untimely death way too early on because of faulty equipment. But it's a great show. You should check it out November 22nd on Netflix.
Oh, that's exciting. I didn't know it was coming out this soon. I feel like you just did that. I cannot wait to watch you. I love the TV show, so watching you in a real life. Were you scared?
I was scared, but I guess I was most scared because how do I tag myself?
Just write something in the comments. Just say hi or follow me. How did you, like, that's another question. I know a lot of people, how did you get the reality show? Like,
you know, it's funny. I was just talking to someone about this. You have to not be afraid to go. Okay, so there's a quote that says, "Don't be afraid to go out on the limb. It's where the ripest fruit is." And in reality, go to Craigslist. My whole television career.
so I met you.
Getting on Dr. Phil, meeting Lauren, getting on Steve Harvey, getting on Reality TV Wanted, getting on Say It Now, doing so many things, was just answering Craigslist ads. Even when I got exchange students, I got my first exchange student from an ad on Craigslist that said wanted emergency placement for a 15-year-old Taiwanese boy displaced as an exchange student due to domestic violence. I was like, I'll take him. And you know, those little things that you do to help others benefit. I met Lauren because there was an ad on Craigslist that said Comic-Con weekend needed someone to play a zombie role. You know, bring makeup, will be fun. You know what? I showed up. I met Lauren. That was a couple of years ago. Brought my own makeup, went to Plato's Closet and got some consignment flannels, became a zombie. But those types of things are the things that you come to understand connect you to people in the world who are willing to do things. You know, like I had a full-time job. Like I was like raising exchange students. I was a single mom, but I was like, oh, like, sure, I can get on a train. I can go meet new people. I can play a zombie. I loved The Walking Dead. And I was like, I can play a zombie? Like, it was something stupid. I didn't make any money for it. But that experience, that show that we did together on YouTube, it's called Corpse Control. It won several comedy awards in, like, international film festivals. And it was a lot of fun. And so it's not always about, like, can I make money? You know, is it going to, like, boost my career? It's like, you know what? Am I going to sit around this weekend twiddling my thumbs, wondering what I'm going to do? Or is it, can I go to New York? Can I get on a train? Can I have a cup of coffee? Can I make new friends? Can I, like, push myself to do something that feels a little bit uncomfortable and be vulnerable and just remind me that I'm still alive? And so I think that's the thing. Like, we get so caught up in doing what we have to do every day that we stop doing new things. And, like, new things remind us that, like, I'm breathing. I have a heart. Mm-hmm. You know, I know I'm kind of like, I keep talking and Lauren's not talking, but
I'm listening.
Let me tell you something that really irks my bubble. Sometimes when you're in a new relationship or you meet new friends, they're always like, what's your favorite drink? What's your favorite sex position? Where's your favorite place in the world to go? You know what I say to that? I hope I didn't find it yet. My response is, well, gee, that's a very interesting question, but I don't have a favorite yet because I'm still curious and there's a lot of things in this world I want to explore. So I'm not going to tell you what my favorite is because I hope I'm still searching for it. And like, and my reason for sharing this with you is sometimes we get so comfortable that we forget to like keep invoking our sense of curiosity. You know, the curious child is a child that will always go to bed super tired because they've spent their day exploring the world that they have not yet seen. So you could live with someone 5 years, 10 years, 2 days, maybe some of you are still working off like a one night stand from Halloween, but like, it's like, you never need to know everything about a person. Like, just remain curious, because at the end of the day, even the person sitting next to you, or your lover, or your husband, or your wife, or your partner, they're really not your responsibility. They're your confidant. They're your intimate partner. Each person in this life, though, is truly responsible for their own path. And like, you are just a witness to someone who's graced you with their presence. And I promise you, if you can start treating the people who are next to you as a guest in your life, as a guest in your house, you will elevate your relationships in such a way because you will become kinder as their host.
I love that. And Thomas asked, who is this beautiful woman sitting next to me? It is Louisa Eiler. She is right there. She is pinned in the tag. If you want to add her on Instagram or Facebook, also Louisaeyler.
That's it. You got it.
Yes.
Just like MICKEY, MOUSE, LOUISAEYLER.
Awesome, 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 awesome. Well, I don't want to be on here too long, guys. Hopefully we'll be back tomorrow morning. That video that I think got like a lot of views. You showed everyone how to cut an avocado.
Oh yeah, maybe I could get some avocados tomorrow.
We could do part 2, how to cut an avocado, but maybe in the morning if we have time, or if she has time. We'll do some live streaming.
Any questions? I know you all are like all around the world. I'm always amazed after I go on live with Lauren how far the reach is. So wherever you are in your country, thank you for like getting up early or staying up late. It's an honor, and we're glad that you're here. Do you guys have any questions?
Yeah, I have so many questions.
Thanks, Steve. You say, what? How can you be on here too long? You're not on there long enough. Aw, thanks, Steve.
Hi, Lauren. Say hi. Hi. Yes, guys. Yes, thank you for
We need
following.
some questions. If you want us to stay on a few minutes longer, give us some questions. Tell me something you really want to know.
New Zealand.
Oh, I love kiwis. Kiwis aren't the fruit. If you're from New Zealand, you call yourself a kiwi. And the New Zealanders would appreciate that.
How do you overcome fear, Louisa? That's a big one.
You know, fear's a big thing because fear manifests itself as like anger or depression. And really deep down, fear is a good thing because fear means you're curious and you're aware that something bad could happen. And so when you think about fear, you have to ask yourself, what is it that you're really afraid of? Is it that you're afraid that you'll get hurt? Is it that you're afraid you might hurt someone else? Are you afraid that you don't have the confidence to do it? Or are you afraid of what other people will think? It's something that I talk about many times on a lot of my talks, is that a lot of people don't understand this whole idea of competency, what you're capable of doing. Competency is built of those two constructs, self-confidence and self-esteem. Self-esteem is what you think other people will think about you, and self-confidence is what you truly believe yourself to do. So the way to overcome fear is to gently, over time, improve your self-confidence and your self-esteem. So keep educating yourself and keep understanding that the more you allow other people to see you, even if you fail, you allow yourself the opportunity to grow and keep getting stronger. And at the end of the day, self-esteem is a touchy subject because at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter what anybody else thinks of you. It's what you think of yourself. So it's like if you can kind of understand that what you think about yourself is far more important than what other people think of you, you will start to grow. Oh, no, cancel.
Okay.
You will start to grow in ways that allow you to realize that your self-respect and your own belief in yourself is far more important than what other people think about you. So, food for thought.
Yes, I love that. And we had another question which kind of touches back on the what you kind of ranted on. Somebody asked, what's your favorite project?
Oh, probably the project I didn't get yet. Do you have one for me? My favorite project is always the one that's the most difficult, because you get to a point in your life where you can focus on the problems or you can focus on the solutions. But, whether it's, I will say this, my greatest project was learning how to grieve. I've lost both of my parents. I've lost my sister. I've lost a lot of ex-boyfriends. I think Ellie King wrote that song, X's and O's, about me. But I'm getting married in like 10 days. Actually, today's the 2nd, so in 9 days. To someone I met at a club. I was drunk off my ass at a Ja Rule concert. I was so drunk when I woke up next to him, I thought I was alone. This is a true story. And then my friends were texting me, "Oh, Louisa, who's that hot guy you went home with?" I didn't even know. I thought I was alone. And then I hear this, "Oh, good morning, it's me." So I would say my greatest project is living in the moment, because too many times we think about what happened 5 minutes ago and we worry about what's going to happen 5 minutes from now. But if I can say nothing else, this moment right now, this moment that you're here on this live with Lauren and I, is the only moment that matters. There is only now. And Oprah talks about that. Deepak Chopra talks about that. George Clooney and Julia Roberts talk about that. So take a deep breath in and realize that if you're here now, you're breathing. So everything's okay. And to the person who asked about fear, fear is imaginary. Because when you're thinking about fear, you're only thinking about it. It's the memory of something that was frightening you. And so when you're able to think about fear, it actually means that you have the power to have a memory.
Wow, that is some deep stuff, guys. So deep. And I'm like tired, so I'm like, wow, this
She's
is
like, I wish we had an avocado, we could have breakfast now.
Yeah. Louisa's lovely. I like her. Thank you, Tom. She's great. I love hanging out with her. I can't believe I met her on the set of Corpse Control. I really have to thank my friends for casting me in that, because I wouldn't have met Louisa otherwise. Maybe I'm on the East Coast. Maybe we should do another episode. Are you gonna? You're not gonna be in the East Coast long.
I'll be in the East Coast. I could be in the East Coast a while. We'll have to contact them and do another episode of Corpse Control.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Although maybe I should have a different role. Maybe I shouldn't be a zombie. Maybe I should get elevated. Maybe you should email Corpse Control and say, cast Louisa again as a lead.
Yeah, a lead. You can be the lead zombie that comes to life, that talks.
Listen, so when we did Corpse Control, it was like pre-COVID, because it was right before COVID. It was like September of 19. And I will tell you what's interesting was nobody knew I was a real zombie or if I was a fake zombie. People were just more concerned that this girl was like YouTubing and vlogging and whatever. And that they weren't even concerned that there was a zombie about to eat her. They were more concerned with, like, can I be in your live stream, Lauren? What if I was a real zombie? Like, that stuff could exist.
Oh boy.
It's part of what's wrong with the world, because when you think about, like, I'll just put it back to like real life so we can like have a real moment, is that we become so desensitized to seeing graphic things from movies like I Am Legend with Will Smith and movies and The Walking Dead and stuff like that. But like when you see these horrific images, you have to almost tell yourself like, this is real and I should feel something, instead of becoming numb to like what's going on around you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Any more questions in there?
Some interesting comments, questions, but they've gone by. Maybe I have to talk to Louisa in a therapy session about some of them. I don't know. Anyway, guys, I love you so much. Do me a favor. Make sure to follow Louisa. I'm going to come back here tomorrow in the morning, so make sure you tune in if you want to see Louisa again. What do you want to talk about tomorrow? Should we plan something so that they're excited to come back? Maybe she could do a house tour or a closet tour.
We can do a house tour. I can talk to you about the cloffice, which is like taking the doors off the closet and making it an office, because would you rather get some money or just look at your shit?
I like that idea. Yeah. I like money. But yeah, yes, therapy it is. Oh boy.
Who's the question?
Hi, Victor. How are you? I miss you. Good to see you. Good to see you. Somebody said that they were concerned about my YouTube career because I really haven't been posting much on YouTube. So, yeah. Yeah. I have to start doing that again.
Ask some very specific questions about what you'd like to see on YouTube. And then send a message to all your friends that they should also subscribe to her. And then maybe we'll come back to YouTube.
We'll do a whole Bill Burr special.
For real, send us your thought-provoking questions, and also send us some links to YouTube videos that you are perplexed about that have a lot of views, because then we can do reactions to those, and we can give you our qualified expert opinions, because, you know, you guys are the experts. You've been following Lauren, and I've just kind of been tagging along. But I want to say one of the things that I admire a lot about Lauren is it's a lot of work to kind of like open your life up and just say, hey, like, you guys have been following me, like, I'm here for you as my followers. And even like all through COVID, sometimes when a lot of us were home alone and we were laying in our beds awake, Lauren was like, hey, I'll just share my life. Like, I'm making food, I'm like talking to George, I'm like doing this. And she allowed us in. And like sometimes when we were all alone, Lauren invited us in. And I think that deserves high accolades, because a lot of people were just alone. And you know, I think a lot of you can relate to the fact that when you felt nothing and you were scared and you had that fear, Lauren tucked you in at night, and I'm a witness to that. Because many nights I was by myself, and I'm like, oh, like Lauren's by herself too, so she's just like live streaming, and like I felt more connected in the world because Lauren was there. And that's a true story.
Oh, thank you, Louisa. That was very sweet. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah. Oh, James said I've been following Lauren for 4 years. Thank you so much. Thanks so much for following. Follow my friend Louisa. She talks about awesome things and has a YouTube channel too. You should subscribe to.
But soon I'll have a new name, so I'm just kind of like waiting until I become like, you know, like Louisa 2.0.
Well, we have to all stay tuned for that. Make sure you follow her so you can experience it.
So for those of you who are still in California time, you know, it's the day after Halloween. It's November 1st, All Saints Day. Get your dancing shoes on. You still have time to make last call. You might go out to a bar and meet your future partner. So don't be afraid. Go out and live your best life. Even in your jammies. I met my soon-to-be husband in my pajamas because my friend said, get out of bed or we're coming to get you. So I went to the club in my jammies and I met my future husband. True story.
That's amazing. Yeah. All right. I'm going to put some pajamas on and go outside. But anyway, guys, thank you for commenting. Shout out to Victor. He has the monkey song on YouTube if you want to watch the monkey song.
Do you guys think I should try to find Lauren a husband? That's what I want to know. If you think I should try to find her one, let me know and I'll get right on it.
Oh boy. Okay. All right. Anyway, guys, tomorrow tune in, follow Louisa. I love you guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for buying badges, and I will see you tomorrow. Is this house haunted?
If Lauren doesn't come back tomorrow, you know, the spirits got her.
Ah. Bye guys. I love you. Okay. Oh, there's another one.